Come along with us on a journey of meandering exploration. We will laugh, we will cry, and most importantly, we will waste an hour so we don't have to hang out with our families. Whether we're bringing the sexy or telling you to fuck off, Teddy, Ashtray, Oracle, and Mystic will do it with enough enthusiasm to barely keep you awake. So strap in and strap on for another ride with the only show on the internet that has more episodes than viewers. This is the Red Eye Report.
In this episode of the Red Eye Report, we discuss the Gilded Age. We drive to the middle of nowhere because somewhere fucking sucks, and as usual, we try to fuck every fact up we can. With me this week is the all-seeing Oracle. Oracle may not be a titan of industry, but he is a connoisseur of mushrooms. So while he's not a Rockefeller, he has been known to say, "Dem shrooms really Rockefeller."
That's right.
Holy shit, that was a bad joke. Next to him is the soot-covered ashtray.
It's like an old-timey man trying to tell a joke about shrooms.
You're rolling rocks, fella. Next to him is the soot-covered ashtray. This titan of titties, as no one calls him, has been slanging them for years now in the Madison area, almost completely cornering the cocks and clams on discounted Big Lighters market. It's good work if you can get it.
All right, somebody's got to do it.
We've also got a fluffy teddy bear. Teddy could be a titan of Twitch, but he still hasn't got me any fucking footage. Last and least, I'm the Mystic. Unbeknownst to these fine gents and the world, I've been secretly running an industrial lube company called Mystic's Nut Butter. It's the gelatinous, sweet-smelling concoction created when my fat thighs rub my big balls all day. Some say they used it in the entirety of the Artemis program, but my NDA prevents me from commenting, so this is the Red Eye Report.
Wow.
Yeah, that's what they put on the heat shield of the Artemis to make sure it got back home.
Fucking held up. What can I say?
Safe in the atmosphere.
To make sure they got home safely.
I recommend.
Good job, man.
Yeah, the joke sucked though, but good job.
Fuck you.
Fuck you.
Fuck you. What are you sitting around all day getting high? Ain't done shit.
I actually did a lot. I took my wife out to dinner, did some laundry. I did a shit ton of shit. Okay?
Yeah,
I was productive. Fuck you.
Like a kept man. All right, we're going to start in the Gilded Age. The Gilded Age is the period from the late 1870s to the late 1890s. Actually, I'll explain. I'm going to do like an overarching thing. We're going to talk about robber barons, which started in the Gilded Age. Not started, but really became prevalent.
Teddy,
what was that?
Pause for the cause.
Oh, yeah, I completely forgot. We don't have any animals, though. I don't know.
Animals. We don't need. We can pause for the cause for ourselves, bro.
All right, we're just doing it.
Pause for Tammy.
Fuck those. No. Fuck those animals. We're doing this for us.
We deserve to treat ourselves, also.
All right. So anyway, we're gonna start with robber barons who were really prevalent in this Gilded Age into the progressive era, I guess, which is the late 1890s through the 1910s. I want to say 1920s. That was like Teddy Roosevelt's era and shit like that, progressive. So we're going to start with the robber barons. Next, I'm going to go to who were called the muckrakers, who were basically some of the world's first investigative journalists. Who kind of took down a couple of these big dogs, these robber barons.
Titans of industry.
We're going to talk about titans of industry, and then we're going to talk about some Teddy Roosevelt shit, because I think the dude was a pretty fucking contradictory and amazing person. I mean, other than kid diddling, but whatever. I've never tried it, So.
What?
You heard me.
Teddy's named after him. He's got his namesake after.
Teddy's not named. It's a pseudonym, not my real name. Come on, bro.
That's funny. That's funny. So, the Gilded Age got its name from Mark Twain, actually, is this 1873 novel, The Gilded Age, A Tale of Today. and it was like a sarcastic take on the Golden Age, which was supposed to be the age after the Civil War. But really all it did was make fat fucking rich fuckers fatter and richer. And it was led by the growth of the railroads and industrialization, wherein, so like you've heard the term the second industrial revolution. This is it. The railroads. So imagine it takes you 6 months to get from New York City to San Francisco, and the railroad comes out in 1869, and now it takes you 6 weeks. The rapid expansion fueled all of this, and it made multiple people, some of the wealthiest people, still rivaling today's wealth, which is unfucking believable, but I guess it's true. That's what ChatGPT tells me anyway.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Gemini. So we're going to start with Cornelius Vanderbilt. He's the oldest. He was born in 1794, and actually he made you're going to recognize all these names, by the way. He made his first fortune, I guess, in shipping. So he basically, when the gold rush happened,
What was he shipping people?
no, he would ship the gold from fucking San Francisco to Panama. They would hoof that bitch over the isthmus onto a boat that he owned on the other side and ship that shit up to New York City, because it was faster than going they didn't have railroads in the 1840s, you know what I mean? So,
Or the canal.
there was no canal at that time.
So what do you mean
Panama.
they hoofed it? Like, how the
Like
fuck
that
did
land
that
The
work?
shit, the fucking locals took the shit over the isthmus.
Wow.
Yeah, they walked it
they
over.
put it on fucking
Yeah.
whatever, carts and shit, and
Yeah.
animals.
They walked it over.
Horse-drawn wagons, I'm sure.
Yeah, shit like that.
Wow.
And
Crossed the
fucking
Darien
walked
Gap.
it to the other side before the canal was built.
Right.
So that's
they
how
came back, half.
Right.
Where's all the gold? This is all we were given.
And actually during the Civil War, he was nicknamed the Commodore, and it was like completely honorary. He wasn't really a Commodore, but he donated one of his largest shipping vessels to the U.S. Navy during the Civil War, the Union. And they used it to sink a fucking one of those what are those fucking called? The Mackinac or whatever, those like ironclads that the fucking that they both sides had, you know what I mean? Those big gunships.
Ironsides.
Like, that's how big of a fucking goddamn ship it was. Anyway, at the time of his death, he was worth an estimated 100 to 105 million. In today's economy,
That's billions, right?
it's 75 billion to 100 billion. That's his percentage of the U.S. economy at that time was estimated to be that much. He wasn't as philanthropic as the other guys we're going to talk about. We're only going to do 4 of them, like the top 4.
So he really
did give. No, he was frugal as fuck. So he just kept all his money. And I'm sure he was a piece of shit like the rest of them, fucking treating labor like it's fucking, you know what I mean? He built this fortune on the backs of fucking whatever. He eventually got into railroads. That's where he made a majority of his money, was running the New York Railroad and Hudson Railroads before it was like transcontinental and shit like that. He donated $1 million to some church, and then obviously Vanderbilt University is named after him. That's like his big philanthropic give. He gave $1 million for that in 1877.
What the fuck's that church going to do with $1 million in 1877?
Right?
That's a lot of money back
I know.
then.
They're going to praise the Lord is what they're going to do. Okay?
Right.
Going to praise the Lord.
I don't know if it's a famous church or whatever, but it's called the Church of the Strangers in New York. It's probably some fucking cult thing. Yeah, right? Isn't it cult creepy? Like,
Yeah, Church of the
Strangers.
What the
You want to be a
fuck?
stranger, kid.
Hey, whose hand is that?
Yeah. No shit.
Church of the
All right.
Strangers.
Confession booth. It's just glory holes all over.
Now we're going to talk about John D. Rockefeller. He made his money in Earl. He founded the Standard Oil Company, which at its peak controlled about 90% of the oil production. We didn't talk about what robber barons were. Anyway,
No.
robber barons is just a term that was it was a term coined by those muckrakers, those journalists, basically to say what they do. Those practices then include unfettered consumption and destruction of natural resources, influencing high levels of government, wage slavery, squashing competition by acquiring their competitors. Keep that one in mind, and monopolies and trusts. So John D. Rockefeller was basically, he bought everybody. There was a famous time, it was called the Cleveland Massacre. He in 4 months he bought 22 of his 26 competitors in the Cleveland area and gained about 90% of the oil refineries production in the United States.
Wow.
He became the country's first billionaire and is widely considered the wealthiest American of all time. His estimated, to this day, his estimated
He was a billionaire. He was a billionaire in the 1800s, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Wow.
That's a fuck ton of money back then.
His estimated equivalent of today is about $435 billion.
Huh.
So I don't know if Musk has ever surpassed that, but Musk is an American. So that makes him by far the wealthiest. Eat your heart out, fucking Bezos, fag. Yeah, actually in 1910, that's when it was, 1.4 billion.
Oh, yeah.
He was the equivalent, his fortune was 2% of the total US GDP.
Damn.
Whoa.
Damn.
He obviously he's famous for oil. It wasn't just oil, like they didn't really have cars obviously at that time, but everybody heated their fucking houses. You know what I'm saying? Everybody fucking, you needed oil for everything. He didn't just he bought the companies that made the oil that you use for the kerosene and the fuel and the oil that you use for lamps, the oil that you use for railroads, the fucking grease, everything was created. Like he owned all of it. There was an actual term, I think it's horizontal integration. And that's what eventually was kind of his downfall, or not downfall. He still the fucking wealthiest family in the fucking
why they
planet,
broke him up.
But the antitrust. He created Standard Oil, which was, there isn't an equivalent today because they can't. You know what I mean? Like he's the reason that there are monopoly fucking laws. Because he created such a big trust. That's how he bought out. That's how it started. How he bought out all those people.
Man, in 4 months, buying out 22 people.
Well, what happened was he partnered with a railroad, right? And he basically he didn't like do anything. He just put out the idea that they're creating this trust, he called it, that they would, that if you're in the trust, you get a certain price for shipping your products on this railroad. And it was the biggest railroad at the time, it's like the Pittsburgh something. So if you're in the trust, you pay like a certain percentage lower and you get kickbacks from the fucking profits, right? So it's basically a cartel.
Yeah.
It's literally
Join
the definition
us
of,
or pay a shit ton extra.
Yeah.
right. So they saw that they couldn't keep up and he wouldn't let them in the group. You know what I'm saying? Unless they paid fucking money. So he basically just bought them out. And what's funny is like, a lot of them liked it because he gave them more than what their companies were worth, because Rockefeller knew in the long run, this is going to make him the most money. That's how, the dude was a fucking business genius, to be honest with you.
Well, wasn't Standard Oil also the ones that were notorious for like they would drop their fuel prices?
Yeah,
like,
they would put you out of business.
They take a loss
if you didn't
for
sell
a long time.
Oh, really?
Because they had so much money.
Yeah, like they'd lose money on their price per gallon for months or whatever it took till just no one went to your fuel station.
Basically,
anymore.
like starving you out. Basically.
Well, isn't that what like the I don't know, the Gulf states and stuff they did with like the fracking and the natural gas and shit like that? Like, didn't they drive the price down super low? So then all that
I think
they
so.
went out
Yeah.
of business and shit.
Right.
Yeah,
I think I remember that. Yeah.
This picture of John D. Rockefeller, he looks like the fucking crypt keeper.
He
Yeah.
does.
Yeah.
He lived to be 97 years old.
There are new mummy movies
Jesus.
coming out. It looks
Yeah.
like
A lot of these guys were old as shit, dude. Like, obviously they're rich, so they ate the fucking best shit. You know, they weren't eating hardtack and fucking shit like that. You know.
Yeah.
right. Had the best doctors for the time.
Right. Yeah. He. Where was it?
It was the early 1900s. They still used leeches back then. The doctors weren't that great.
Yeah, but he had the ones with the good
They
leeches.
still had the best doctors.
He had the best leeches.
He's got a headache. Let's put a hole in his skull. Release the pressure.
Virgin
Let's put a
leeches.
hole in the skull. So yeah, so eventually Standard Oil. I'm trying to find where Standard Oil, where it became, what companies it became, and I can't find the fucking what, but it
Well, I
was
believe
broken into like
Amoco
34. Oh, here it is.
was the one that carried their logo.
Amoco. Yeah, so it was broken up into 34 new companies. These included many
34. Shit.
Damn.
Conoco, now part of ConocoPhillips, Amoco, BP, Chevron, Esso, which is later Exxon, and ExxonMobil.
So just he's responsible for everybody, pretty much.
Yeah.
Like all the new oil companies came from this guy's.
Right.
This guy's shit being broken
So,
up.
which actually made him richer because the stocks he owned in them when they went up.
Yeah, he probably still had share of it.
Yeah.
And we got shares in 34 companies now. They're all making
Yeah, when
money,
they broke it up, it says the company's combined net worth rose fivefold, and Rockefeller's personal wealth jumped to $900 million at that time, and it
Wow.
eventually reached the $1.4 billion.
Hmm.
So really, it helped him in the long run, which I'm sure people have made cases that he probably saw that coming and fucking
Right, the government was
did it on purpose. All right, so next we got who's next? Is it the Scottish dude? Yeah,
Andrew Carnegie.
Yeah, so we call him Carnegie. He actually, I guess, pronounced it Carnegie because he was Scottish. Andrew Carnegie. I'm gonna call him Carnegie because fuck him. So anyway, he's a Scottish immigrant. He started working in railroads in around 1870s or whatever. He eventually went into business with someone, starting his own steel. Like he created, what was it called? Like an actual a new method for steel production, right? Which was super fast, and you could use it for railroad ties. Like it wasn't strong enough for like buildings and shit like that. But he saw that because, basically he just kind of rode on the coattails of the railroad. He provided a huge percentage of the railroad ties that were produced. That's how American Steel, or not American Steel, what the fuck is it? U.S. Steel Corporation was how he started. Carnegie. He sold Carnegie to jpmorgan, who we'll talk about next, in 1901 for $303 million, which made him, I don't know, probably third richest person in the world, because when we say like these people, other than royalty and people who own their countries and shit, like these were the richest dudes on the planet. You know what I mean? They could literally buy and sell fucking nations. But Carnegie was he was a huge philanthropist. So he was kind of different than the rest of these guys. He actually, I think, cared a lot about people. There are people that say he didn't, but I think he did, by the time he died, he gave away over 90% of his fortune. So he donated around $350 million, equivalent to $7 billion
Damn,
in today's
dude.
dollars.
Wow.
Yeah, to charities, foundations, and universities. So here's a list of the shit that he's done. Obviously, we've heard of Carnegie Hall, the Hague, Peace Palace in the Hague, where they fucking have that fucking whatever, blah blah blah,
Orgy.
foundation thing.
Whatever
the world, isn't it the world where the world court is?
I thought it was, yeah. Yeah, right here. No, it's the Court of Arbitration. It's part of the fucking NATO or whatever. So Carnegie Corporation, the Carnegie Endowment, the Institute of Science, Carnegie Trust for the Universities of Scotland, Hero Fund, Carnegie Mellon University, and the Carnegie Museums of Pittsburgh. He also started over 2,500 public libraries, fully donated, building and everything to all across the world, like through Europe and America. So he gave away a lot, but people also said that even though he gave away a lot of it, that money was built on the backs of he was a very shrewd business person, and he didn't give in to like strikes and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Like he was kind of a piece of shit boss. And that's what the overarching theme of all these assholes, honestly, because you have to kind of be ruthless to be that rich.
Right.
You know, there's some right place, right time aspects to these. But dude, like
well,
like
and
the
also
equivalent of 400
giving away your
billion.
fortune, that's after you were the ruthless asshole for so many years.
Right. Yeah.
Time to make peace with the world.
So you also
My bad, I was a dick. Here's some libraries.
Yeah. He started the Tuskegee Institute. So Teddy will like that one.
Yay.
Yay.
Giving back to the brothers,
3,000 public libraries, my bad. Through Britain, Canada, New Zealand, and the United States.
Nothing in Scotland?
Well, no, it says one here in Edinburgh, so I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
It just says Britain. So whoever's fucking updating this super accurate Wikipedia shit, you know. So the last one we're talking about is JPMorgan. We've all heard that name before. He was big into, you know, banking, shit like that. Finance. He bought U.S. Steel from Carnegie. That's how Carnegie became so rich, because U.S. Steel was worth a lot and Carnegie owned it, but he wasn't like cash wealthy like fucking Rockefeller and shit was. So when he sold that, it was for $480 million or whatever, which made him, you know, an instant billionaire, basically. So basically JP Morgan, I feel, after reading all this shit, was like the godfather. Like, he kind of controlled the money for all of these motherfuckers. You know what I mean? You need $100 million loan, JP Morgan's going to help you out. Yeah, but he's taking a cut. He's taking his VIG.
Oh, the land shark. It's got like a loan shark kind of deal.
Absolutely, dude.
Yeah.
It's just legal.
Well,
you know,
was it Carnegie that bailed out the U.S. government at one point?
Twice. Actually, we're going to talk about that. He did it twice.
Wow.
It was the Panic of 1893 and the Panic of 1907. The second one was caused by the United Copper Company. They tried to corner the market, and all the people that tried to fucking corner the market, all the banks, basically lost everything overnight, and it fucking
idiots.
Blah blah blah. The one actually from 1907 was it was the direct catalyst that created the Federal Reserve System. That's why we have that now, because JP Morgan and a bunch of other big New York bankers both times had to give up hundreds of millions of their own dollars in loans to the fucking U.S. government so they didn't fucking People
whole
didn't. It
system
wasn't a
didn't-
depression. Yeah. Unlucky for us, he wasn't around in the 30s when it finally when it actually happened.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's actually called the Knickerbocker Crisis, which is a fantastic fucking name. You know what I mean?
What's the full name of the Knicks?
Yeah, and it's a pant, isn't it?
I believe so.
Pantaloon.
The Knicks are named after pants.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the full name of Knicks
Type
are
of
the
pants.
Knickerbockers.
The
Yeah,
New
they
York
shorted to
Knickerbockers.
Knicks.
What a lame ass fucking
his name is
team
Blake.
name. Like, what the fuck is that?
Right. I know.
That's why they're the New York Knicks now, man. They shortened it because the Bockers part was kind of old timey. when they went to color, started letting black folks in the league, they had to change the name.
They started losing games because they're playing in khakis all the time.
Yeah, so
Can't dunk in
actually
these,
his
coach.
wealth when he died, he was only worth about 80 million.
That's it. What a
Which
piece
is
of shit.
$2 billion, and he was still a billionaire.
And broke, bitch.
But he was heavily into philanthropy. He actually was the benefactor and president of the Metropolitan Museum of Art in New York, the American Museum of Natural History, Harvard University, and Episcopal Church. And the Episcopal Church. I don't know if that's a cool thing or something. It's a church, I guess. Is it the original Episcopal Church or something? Just says the Episcopal Church. Anyway, he didn't start Harvard. He donated a ton to them, I guess. So yeah, he did give away quite a bit, but at what cost? Like I said, these dudes would step over their fucking mom to make money. You know what I mean? Rockefeller especially, like. And we'll get into that when I talk about Teddy Roosevelt, because he pretty much hated all these motherfuckers because their only goal was to make money. There was no, you know what I mean? Like Teddy was more like, yeah, you can make your money, but there's got to be some sort of like moral reasoning behind it. There's just a philosophical difference, I guess. He didn't want to be a piece of shit. But anyway, those are robber barons. And we can see some similarities to our current. Not a lot has changed, right?
Nope.
Yeah.
Like meet the new boss, same as the old boss, I guess. Anyway, yeah, that's our main discussion. Anybody want to say anything?
Oh, wait, did you talk about?
You're talking about Teddy Roosevelt.
Oh, we're gonna, and then not now. That's another episode. I'm saying
Oh, okay.
we're gonna have 3 or 4 of the Gilded Age.
Damn.
Oh, okay.
I mean,
It's
this
like an
feels
overarching.
pretty
Next we're gonna-
appropriate. You know, honestly, I feel like we're in almost like
A new Gilded Age.
a new Gilded Age, and kind of going into what World War I was, with like advanced technology that was like way beyond what our fucking
Right.
Well, like they just totally didn't know what the fuck they were doing, right? And it was
Right.
like way beyond what it should have been at that time, and I feel like that's what we're racing toward now. And also similar economic conditions as well, kind of with
Mhm.
these tech titans instead of the robber barons.
That is
Yeah.
a good. I like that. That is a good comparison. AI compared to the railroad,
Right,
Because at the
right.
time, the railroad, every evolution, the horse to the fucking railroad to the car to the whatever. Obviously, AI isn't a transportation, but as a society, it is absolutely changing the way it's like the internet. Basically, it changed the way we thought of things.
Right.
The internet was fucking, a game changer, and now AI is, if it's done right, is also.
Yeah, you could even say, at least in the war front metaphor, like the drone war has kind of like the front lines in Ukraine are not moving much. Just like in World War I, they kind of got stuck because like the artillery back then just slaughtered people, and now it's like the drones. Like you can't move your heavy artillery or tanks because the drones just fucking take everybody out.
Yeah,
it's a good example of technology over brute force. You know what I mean? Like it's I guess it's kind of the equivalent of guerrilla warfare during like the fucking American Revolution or whatever. Like when the British were like, "Fuck, you can hide behind a tree. What are we doing?"
That's not fair.
They're not lining up. Whoa. They're not lining up.
Right? What? Yeah. So I don't know. It's weird to be in this world that's changing.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like I was thinking about this the other day, dude. When was the first Wright brothers flight?
It's like,
Do you know?
1890 or something like that? 1890?
I thought it was later than that. I thought it was in the 1900s, actually.
I thought it was like 1904 or some shit.
AI, tell it. Flight was 1903.
1903. We went to the moon in what?
65?
69, wasn't it?
69.
So in 66 years, we went from fucking a wooden two-winged fucking whatever to shooting people into space and landing on a rock hundreds of thousands of miles away. That is insanely fucking fast, and it's only getting exponentially faster.
Right.
Fucking 20 years from now, imagine 50 years from now, 100.
And you guys ever read the book, The Three-Body Problem?
Yeah, that's the whole premise. It's like
when the aliens are like,
thought process.
The aliens like, you all went from like the Stone Age to rockets in like 400 years, and like, by the time we get here,
we're fucked.